Hello everyone, once again Roger Lugo right here and welcome to my studio. What's my overall process? Let's see. It's nothing very special. It's like pretty much everybody else. I look at something, I get it in my head, and then I start thinking about ideas about how can I change what I'm looking at. Normally, I look a lot of books. I have books from Vector, like graphic design. I got books that talks about anatomy. I talk books realistic portraits. I got comic books. So I look a lot about anything that I can find that has images that I can help me to think about future ideas. Not like I use it also as references, but well, pretty much for ideas. To help me out in the entire concept. So once again, the idea, I start sketching. I sketch a lot. So I mean, depending of what I'm gonna be working on, like I got, well, you cannot see it pretty good here, but I got sketches from like everything from very realistic to very caricatures, illustrations. So depending of what I'm gonna be working on, I sketch a lot. I change the compositions, I change the style, and then after I get a decent you know drawing what I feel comfortable with, then I go for a cleaner version, and then I start working in the lines and better details, and then after that I will create like a study of values and darks, and then also move to color. I don't do a lot of studies like color study like a lot of people do, but that's one of my problems. I will say that I have uh, not a lot of time to be working on those, to be honest with you. I like to spend just pretty much working in the final piece. Once I think about something, plus I do a lot of digital work, which helps me to change color pretty easy. If I don't like something, I just pretty much go to the computer and work on a different layer, and then change whatever, the vibrance or the saturation of the image. So it's not that I don't do it. It's just like I don't do it like everybody else do it, like a more traditional work. When you start seeing stuff on the paper and then putting color, putting paint on it, I just pretty much do it with pixels, on the computer. So after that, I just pretty much work in the piece, and then I start working on details. Of course, I use a lot of photo references, especially if I'm doing portraits, and then I start working on those. And so pretty much that's what it is. I mean, I got just the idea, I sketched the idea, I transferred the idea to paper when I'm sketching, and then from sketch I go to a cleaner version of the drawing, and then after that drawing I will create like a value to see where the darks and lights are going to be. Then we go for the small color study, and then I will work pretty much on the computer. Like that's the majority of the work that I do nowadays. But if I'm gonna do like a painting, for example, for this project, for the main project of this class, I will be doing like a color study on the computer. So I will make sure that when I'm going to do it on the oils, I will know exactly what colors I need to be doing, and all that related. So that's pretty much my overall work process, creating my art pieces. How does the work that I create manifest into the ideas of my artist statement? Well, pretty much, as I said in my artist statement, I get everything from everything. I get inspired pretty much by everything, and everybody. I see people, and I kind of like not study them, but I just see, the way they look, the way they walk, the way they think, the way they talk. And something that I don't remember adding in my artist statement, but when I was a child, I grew up thinking that we had some kind of mask in our faces, that we can change depending of the place that we were at. The way we behave with the family is totally different with the way you behave when you're at work, or the way you behave when you are with some friends, or with the way you are at a party, for example. So I grew up kind of with that idea. So that's how I pretty much get all my inspiration for people in general. We're not equal, we're not the same, we don't look the same, we don't act the same. So by talking to people, by hanging out with people, that's where I get a lot of my inspiration from my work. I just feel like each one of us can bring something new for us. So I think that's pretty much the main thing that I think I use to get from people, and when I'm working on my work. How do I describe elements and the personal symbolism? As I said before, thinking about us having masks in our faces, I think that's how it look pretty much in the work I do. I will say my work is concentrated. I will say it's 70-80% in portraits. I like to paint faces and people's reactions and you know eyes, mouth, ears. So I think that's pretty much how I try to represent the person, and I try to show them how beautiful they can be. A lot of the times we think we're not beautiful because we don't look like certain person. So I just try to show them that we all can be beautiful in our own way. So by having that, I think it's a strong symbolism from my work. Just doing portraits. The work I've been doing lately, it pretty much reflects into what I'm trying to do with this work for this final. Pretty much, I'm very intrigued by human body. I'm very intrigued by people in general. So when I was doing the work that we have to do with the exercise before this one, that we have to copy a masterpiece, I was thinking about the differences by that time with what we have right now. And that time, when the Velasquez did that painting, he pretty much covered that girl, and she was pretty kind, pretty nice, a pretty little girl. And what I'm trying to do right now with this one is just trying to show a different person, a more powerful woman, a woman, somebody that doesn't take anything from anybody. She's, gonna be covering tattoos and all that. So from what I've been doing in the past, I've pretty much been trying to connect people with reality, with what we live in right nowadays. I'm not trying to show something very fantastic. I'm just trying to pretty much be like a mirror of what we see every day in the with ourselves. I think the only difference will be the technique. I will say I haven't been working in oil since I will say a year ago, but pretty much I've been basing my work in digital. But it's nothing that I wouldn't take away from me. I will be carrying the same idea of representing people, to showing what we can be. But I will say that the way I will create strokes, the way I will create the colors, the contrast we see. I think that's something that I'm gonna be working a lot in the future, because while working on the work that we did before about the copy of the masterpiece, I regained that love with brushes and the strokes and the texture that you create with the oils. That even if you try to do it with digital, it's really really hard to get. So I think that's something that's gonna be carry on from new directions that I'm gonna try to be doing after this class. So I think this is gonna be something good. I feel like I gained a lot of confidence, a lot of trust from past, and I feel like this is something that not only is gonna be helping me, but also a lot of us in this class that we have been gaining from learning from all masters to how we can change and recreate that with our own work. So I just want to thank you for you guys for taking your time and taking a look at my video. Also, my little studio is not pretty big, but I mean it's for what I work right now. As you saw in the videos, I have pretty much two small ones. I have where I do my traditional work, and the other one where I do pretty much my digital work, and also when I work my photographies. So once again, I just want to thank every one of you taking a look at the video, and I hope you enjoy it.